Peace. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me this morning. I have something for you today from Lao Tzu, the Tao Te Ching. Treat those who are good with goodness, and those who are not good with goodness. Thus, goodness is attained. It's easy to treat those who are good with goodness, but how and why should we treat those who are not good, who hurt us, the people who hurt us, with goodness? How do we treat them with goodness? Or just the stranger on the street who treats us with not goodness? Find goodness inside yourself with a capital G. Give yourself a resource inside your body to draw from, a well to draw from. We'll come back to that. Don't be a doormat. Don't put up with abuse. Get out of the way of cruelty, wickedness, evil, jealousy, and hate. You don't need to stand there and take it. You can leave if you can. But how and why do we treat others with goodness who are not good to us? In Romans 12, it says, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him drink. And here's the weird part of this one, for in doing so, you will heap coals of fire on his head. What? In Proverbs 25, okay, you will heap coals of burning fire on his head. This may be a colloquial expression reflecting Egyptian ritual in which the guilty person, as a sign of repentance, carried a basin of glowing hot coals on his head. The sign of repentance. And theologians, they say, when you are kind to someone who is mean to you, you cause that person to feel remorse by returning good for evil. And that's true, right? That can happen. Doesn't always happen. Some people just don't even care that you're treating them well, and they continue to treat them mean. Maybe they reflect on it later, maybe not. But this is not the purpose. You're not trying to convert the other person. You're not trying to make the other person become different to treat you with goodness. That might happen. They might change and see your goodness and respond to your goodness and treat you back with goodness. I've had that happen. I'm sure you have too. And the more you practice this behavior of goodness, the more likely that's going to happen. But the real purpose of treating another person with goodness, whether or not they are good to you, is to attain goodness inside yourself, to your interior journey. The interior journey is not isolated from the exterior journey. To your interior journey, one adds behavior. That behavior can grow out of the internal journey. So you can as you cultivate the space inside yourself for humility, compassion, kindness, goodness, love, light to reside inside of you, to have the space to sit inside of you, to sit inside that space yourself, that then comes out into the world. It changes, as we've spoken of before, meditation changes reaction. And reaction is how you get another reaction. Someone is cruel to me, I'm cruel back to them, and there is escalation. Someone is cruel to me, I treat them with goodness, I disarm them in doing so, and their reaction to me, mostly, unless there's some kind of crazy narcissist and they want to like keep attacking, mostly it changes their reaction to me. How I treat others changes their reaction to me. And this grows out of your meditation. And I know people in our Sangha group here have talked about this. You've had this experience. Some people have just begun meditating a couple of years ago with me. And in the process of their exploration of their own mind, they discover that the peace that they grow inside themselves, the presence of the peace with a capital P and a capital P, in PP inside yourself. Those are my initials, okay? Just Peter Pan. I'm blushing. The practice of the peace and the presence inside yourself has an impact on the world around you. How do you treat others who are not good with goodness? From the source inside yourself. And how does that happen? The less you are there, the more you step out of the way of the divine presence that comes into us and dwells inside us, because it is us. The more that happens, the more space, the more goodness, the less of yourself is there to be hurt. The less of yourself is there to be injured. I talked about this yesterday in our Kriya group. It's like the Karate Kid movie in the first movie, long time ago now, 30 something years. There's these little drums with the wooden sticks and the two balls on the strings. And if you play them like this between your palms, you rub the stick between your palms, the drum turns, and the two balls strike the drum in rhythm. And the master, when he's attacked, he turns like this. He's the drum. And the punch goes by him. And he turns again as the punch comes to him. And the punch goes by him. He is not there in the way of the punch. And this is what happens in a meditative life. You remove yourself from the way of the punch. And so not only do you cultivate the presence of the goodness inside yourself, you cultivate the presence of the goodness in your life. When no one is there to be hurt, you can't be hurt. And so there's only goodness to give back. A long process it is, but you can bring this practice into your physical world by taking a breath and not reacting, perhaps responding, but not reacting with negativity. Stop and be back in your peace and bring goodness out into the world. And as always, it always roots from this singular thing, this presence of the divine dwelling inside the heart. That's the answer to all these things. It's the only balance in the world. And I didn't make that up. That's just the truth. All right, my friends. I take another look over here in the chat. Yep, get the sound going there. Good morning, Christine. Hey, Lynn, Judith. Thanks for the good laugh. Yeah, that's the old ADHD, just saying what comes into my head. All right, let me. Yikes! But I'm glad it was funny, and I did. I'm glad glad it was funny. I like funny, and I don't mind making fun of myself. And I'm definitely blushing here. All right, so we begin with 3 ohms. I got my mask so that I can dampen down the light, so that I don't have to. I have less sensory input. So we begin with 3 ohms. We feel the vibration in our chest, feel it in your chakra of your throat. Take the and vibrate your skull and drive it up to your brow chakra. And we do that 3 times. Listen to the sound. Feel the vibration. And we've been working on our chanting. If you're just joining us today, pick a prayer word, a sacred word, a mantra, or a prayer chant, and link it with your breath and breathe it into your belly and breathe it back out through your nose. And when your mind wanders, just return to your breath and your prayer, your chant. And the more we practice together, the stronger our individual meditations become because of this radiance connection, this phase lock of the divine presence among us, within us, between us. The I am present when 2 or more are gathered, or even 1. So, but what I want to get to is the next step. We've been practicing not using, that looks a little ridiculous, we've been practicing listening just to our breath. As it comes in our nose, into our belly, feeling it as it goes past the larynx and down into our belly, and listening to our breath. eliminating that sacred word, which will fall away eventually. Ride your subtle spine. For those of you who have been with me for a while, third eye down your spine to your root, go all the way down your spine to your coccyx, right down to the very bottom, and then tense those muscles at the very bottom as you breathe out. Just a little bit of tension. Up to your third eye, your brow chakra. Okay, enough. Let's get to meditation. All right. Feet flat on the floor. A little relaxation. 20 minutes a day. That's all it takes. It's all it takes. Thanks for being here, everyone. Peace and love to everybody. Thanks for your support. Like and subscribe. See you soon. Sunday, even. Peace. You're welcome, Kristen. You're welcome, PL. You're welcome, Vicky. See you soon.